Hey guys, Scott from Aristocob.com here.
And Seth from,
And together, the three of us, we are Markwood Men's Breakfast Club. And welcome back once again for today's club meeting.
Merry Christmas Eve!
It is a Merry Christmas Eve. So, I guess today we're not going to talk about what gifts we recommend that you buy or give.
Anything that CVS still has available.
That's my plan. Honey, I was thinking of you when I bought this chia head and these M&Ms.
Fortunately, CVS no longer carries tobacco stuff, so we bought all of that out.
We can't buy gifts for each other from there. So, speaking of tobacco, we're about to smoke, and this is funny, I got to tell you, some Skandinavik full aroma. And the reason this is funny is I got this in my YouTube Pipe Community Secret Santa package in 2013. And so we've been aging it here in the shop, you might say. I didn't make any notes on this, and I've gotten into the habit of making notes on these when I get it, a little bit about the tobacco. Like this one, for example, got it on 7/14. This one, 6/14. I made a note on it's an aromatic. So sometimes when you read some of these labels, it's hard to tell whether it's an aromatic or an English. And
is this a Lane product?
And this one I didn't make a note on. I don't know.
It's imported by Lane Limited.
Oh, it's all right. Imported by Lane. Now, the thing about this tobacco, I used to smoke a tobacco called Amphora. And it's another Danish tobacco that is no longer imported into the U.S., and so this theoretically is similar to the Amphora Red, although I understand it's not. It's not the same. It's a little bit different.
We'll be the judge.
Well, looks just like it. Smells similar to my memory of it. And I can tell that I broke the seal on this probably when I did that video. But I haven't smoked this. So we haven't smoked it.
Nope.
So we're going to tear into that. I'm going to smoke this in my Lady Godiva pipe, which is a Naked Pony Express.
Mature Virginia tobaccos are blended with toasted burley tobacco. The blend is pressed in cakes that are left to age before cutting. After cutting, the tobacco is rubbed up. Skandinavik full aroma is flavored with sweet notes. It's like, Bon Jovi, I think.
Oh, really?
Well.
So now we know a little bit about you.
Stevie Wonder, better?
It's so hard when you compare tobaccos. It's like I've always been disappointed with tobaccos that the tobacconist says, oh, it's a lot like Lane 1Q. Not a store brand, right? Because a store brand is going to be Lane 1Q. But, like the Mac Baren 7C's Royal that I smoked.
Lighter, bro.
Oh, gosh. I smoked a while back, and I made that point of, if I wanted Lane 1Q, I probably ought to be smoking Lane 1Q. So the fact that this is similar to Amphora, in this case, is different because you can't buy that in the U.S., and so having a replacement for that would be helpful.
Those of you that watched last year would remember the lighter, bro. Not as useful as you might think.
As I recall, for me, it wasn't useful at all. So mine wound up...
Well, the lighter part's useful.
Mine wound up in a tobacco pass.
Mm-hmm. One of the reasons we got it is it has this blade that you can use to scrape tobacco off the inside of your pipe. And also it has this screwdriver function that could act as a poker. Not totally useless. Just real heavy. Doesn't stand up.
It's useless.
Mostly useless.
And it doesn't have a lockback blade on it, and so I'm not going to use it. All right.
Does your other lighter have a lockback blade on it? Gosh, sometimes.
Touchy.
Why am I smoking such a tiny pipe?
I've
been smoking tiny pipes all month.
I don't know. All right, I can tell you right now, this is not Amphora Red. It is not. It is not a duplicate. It's not a replacement for it. I may enjoy this. I'll let you know, but this is not amphora. I'll have to get some of that while I'm in Germany.
Speaking of, here, I got you one of these. I was at Big Lots yesterday, and I don't know why I was drawn to this. I got some Peace tea. It's imported Ceylon tea. Those of you that watch Battlestar Galactica. Yeah. Find your center, be the change, love is all around us, peace comes from within. It's probably drugged in some way.
But the fact that it's available at Big Lots tells us
for 75 cents.
Tells us a lot about this product.
You're welcome. This is one of many food gifts today on the day before Christmas. Just you wait.
Awesome. Ooh. And that's a sweet tea also. 100% natural. That is a sweet tea.
Not bad.
That's why it's available at a North Carolina Big Lots.
No, most of the majority of the ones were diet sweet tea and unsweet something tea. Like, I don't want unsweet peace tea. I want my peace tea with some sugar.
So, I got a couple things to share with you.
Do it.
Part of it's a confession.
Uh-oh. Is it a manfession?
It's a manfession. Oh. This is a manfession.
Are you manifesting that you haven't gone to the drugstore yet to buy our Christmas gifts?
That's a true statement. All right, manfession. I have not been spending enough time in my shop playing. I've been here making stuff for Christmas. I've not had a chance to play. And so, piggybacking on to what I talked about last week with my my lathe chisel that I bought, and having spent time at that gentleman's shop where he was turning, I've been inspired to do some more turning. But in addition to turning, to also try something new for me. And what is that something new? I want to experiment with making some pipe bits or pipe stems. And so I have a couple things to share with you. The end results may never be shared. I'll let you know how it works out. But hold on, I got to go off camera for a moment.
I like these intimate moments where it's just you and me. Oh, he's back. He ruined it.
Hold on, I got to open up the...
Maybe we'll share some more time later.
Open up the drawer. So check this out. Those of you who turn pens are familiar with this acrylic material. This is also used by pipe makers, but normally purchased in about a 6-inch long piece. And this is one that you can either cut into smaller pieces, or how about a church warden made out of that? Wouldn't that be crazy? Anyway, this is a piece that caught my eye. Thought was attractive. Pick that up. I also got some canary wood. This is just for turning and playing. This isn't going to be a pipe or a pipe part. Years ago, I turned a bunch of snake wood, and to me, snake wood is absolutely beautiful. And when I make something from this, I will share this on Instagram.
I was going to say, you're going to have to show the final result. If not,
looking at a block of wood doesn't turn you on.
If not, just to show how these polish up, because this cross-cut section is not a true representation of how this is going to end up looking.
Check out that snake wood. Snake wood is absolutely gorgeous. So this has got a wax on it. It's very heavy. Feel this. Okay? About as heavy as this canary wood. Okay? And
even heavier.
Snake wood wants to split. And that's one of the challenges with it, especially when turning pens. You know, when you turn a pen, you drill a hole into the wooden block or the plastic block. You glue a little metal tube down into that. Now, that metal tube is a particular diameter because you've got to press the parts of the pen into it. And when you do that, when you're pressing the metal pieces into that tube, the tube expands just a little bit. And when you're turning either a very thin wall pen or you're turning a pen out of a material that already wants to split, when you press the parts in, the pen will split. And that was my biggest frustration with this back in the day. And I learned at that time to stop using CA glue to glue my tubes into my blanks, because CA glue, cyanoacrylate, is just acrylic, and it's already brittle. And when you push on it, there's no give at all.
Yeah.
So I've used epoxy and I've used polyurethane adhesives for that because they have a little bit of give. I'm curious, those of you who are pen turners, what adhesives are you using to bond?
James?
To bond your wood to your tubes. But let's get on to the pipe stuff. I bought some blank stems, and you can see these are dusty and very similar. These are vulcanized rubber, very similar to a standard stem on a pipe like the Legend, or in this case, this is what is this one called? Missouri Pride. Very similar, but a bit larger. But when you buy these are rough, and they've got a very rough parting line from where these were molded, so that's got to be cleaned up and polished. And the tenon is also oversized, and so you got to reduce that,
shave it down
to fit your pipe. Those of you who've ever bought an old pipe on eBay or inherited a pipe, or maybe like you got a Aristocob metal pipe and you needed to get a new bit, to have one of these made by a pipe maker, oftentimes they'll start with a blank like this and then modify it to make it fit, to get the tenon the right size, to get the shoulder to line up with the pipe. And so it's just something I wanted to play around with. To get the tenon the right size, though, that's where things get interesting. And so I purchased something that will fit my lathe. Check this out, boy. So this is chucked into my lathe, and you can see it's got a straight pin on it, and then it's got a carbide cutter. So you can imagine how this thing's going to work. It will be spinning on the lathe, and then you would drive this tenon over that pin. So as that is spinning, the tenon then gets cut to whatever size you've set that carbide cutter in relation to that pin. And that moves, you loosen a set screw, and then you can drive this little arm in and out to get that just right. It's a duplicator, but it's called a tenon cutter. And this is something that all the professional pipe guys have, some version of this. I doubt very seriously they're turning tenons by hand.
Yeah.
Maybe they're using the cross slide on a metal lathe. But with my mini wood lathe, I can use this to produce the proper size tenons. So, kind of excited to try something new. I've turned for years and years, and it's fun to turn. It's one of the few tools in the shop where you can go from a raw piece of wood to a completely finished project all on one tool. It's also the only tool that the wood is powered and you hold the cutter, which it's also one of the earliest woodworking tools ever. It evolved out of the potter's wheel, where you throw pottery, throw clay on the wheel.
And thought, man, if we can just speed this sucker up.
I suspect that they just borrowed from that idea, made a wood lathe, powered the wood, held the cutter, and when they got done, they said, let's not do that again. From here on, let's power the cutter and move the wood through the process. So anyway, just had to try something new. Yeah, in addition to that, I got even more. I bought some stems that are very, very similar to the stems that are used on the freehand pipe. Although these are unfinished and they're straight, where Missouri Meerschaums are bent. And I think I mentioned once before, they actually start with straight ones and then bend them. All right, so
do they have a jig for that, or they just?
I don't think so. There's some randomness. There's some randomness to their bending.
That's weird.
And so I'm going to play around with that. And
you should make them and sell them a jig.
Finally, I've got myself. Check that out.
You can see.
Yeah, the rough parting line there.
How rough that is.
And look at the tenon. Not even close to being shaped.
No.
But that is almost the size of the church warden here on this old 1950s Missouri Meerschaum pipe. So I'm going to play around with these. Who knows? I mean, I've had people ask me for years, why don't you guys sell aftermarket stems or bits beyond the standard Missouri Meerschaum ones? And that's because you can't really buy finished ones. You've got to make them, or make them from these cast parts. Look at that one. There's an acrylic one.
That's cool.
Parts of it are pre-formed, but then there's absolutely no tenon on that one. And maybe if I can get proficient with this, we might make these available at Aristocob.com. Who knows? I probably don't have time for that.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I wholeheartedly endorse the Forever stem over at Walker Briar Works. Dave Wolf has perfected that and has been in that business forever. And so if you want to get yourself a really high quality aftermarket vulcanized or acrylic stem, check out Walker Briar Works. Do you expect that? Do you expect that to be dabbling in that, boy?
No, it's awesome. That is awesome.
Try something new.
Yeah. Speaking of new, back to food. At the dollar store, so you know it's going to be good. Walking by, and I saw this and thought, wait a second. It says Monster. It's a Monster energy drink. Import. Huh. That's interesting. I drink Monster energy drinks from time to time. They taste like baby powder, but it's okay. It serves a purpose, you know?
How do you know what baby powder tastes like?
I think we've all experienced a mouthful of baby powder one time or another. So I picked this up and read this, and it's like, import. What makes it imported? While in Europe at the Spanish Moto GP, we saw a cool resealable can and knew it was perfect for Monster. The can company said, only available in Europe. And we said, BS, we gotta have it. Of course, we got the can, brewed up our own super premium imported Monster in Amsterdam, and sold so much of it we ran out. So we started a production in scenic Cold Springs, Minnesota. Same can, same great taste, same winning formula, and big bad buzz. Monster packs a powerful punch, but has a smooth, easy drinking flavor. What a country! If you can open and close the can with one hand, you probably dated a lot when you were younger. Got it. One hand, no hassle. So it has this. It's got a sticker on top, and then it has a piece of plastic up there. I've never seen a can like this. Clearly, it's something new. So I don't know if you take the sticker off or you just peel that top.
There's a little part you peel right there. That's the safety.
Yeah.
You shake it?
No. But then, why does the sticker have a peel?
Then maybe you want to follow instructions.
There aren't any. Yeah, so you peel off the sticker.
Then it's going to rotate.
Looks like it.
Show it now.
So there's looks like a mouth there. So it should, I guess. Do you hear it? Psst. Rotate. Oh, cool.
It's whispering something to him.
Okay, so the whole thing.
That's what I thought. That little part rotates.
So, I don't know how to show this without. The whole piece up top rotates. It's got an air hole. And it's got a small hole there. And that's a problem.
You're going to say it's a cool lid, but the problem is it dispenses Monster.
Yeah, well. Which is not great after smoking. P.S. It burns the tongue. So the problem is... the problem is, as a man with a large mouth, when I sip on the drink, my upper lip is covering this vent hole. And for whatever problem... it's because, unlike a normal can of Monster, which has a huge lip, this one, because of the fancy smancy lid, the hole where the liquid comes out is only about that big. It's really, really tiny. So what ends up happening is...
You drink it like this.
You have to drink it, yeah. Yeah, basically. It's still Monster. Doesn't matter.
Oh, that's foul. Gee, dollar store? Surprise again.
It's $3. You get used to it. It's Monster.
It was $3?
Yeah.
What kind of dollar store are you shopping at?
The Dollar Tree? I don't know, the one by my house?
No, that's a Dollar Family Dollar, Dollar General, something like that. Wow.
All right, last food thing.
Wow.
So, moment of redemption. A few weeks ago, we tried these Mrs. Freshley's Swiss rolls. Now, we were not impressed.
But we learned something. We
right.
Googled Mrs. Freshley's, and there is a Wikipedia page.
So you know it's true.
And we were shocked. This company's been around a long time, and guess where they got their start? In Greensboro, North Carolina, and they are noted for having invented the honey bun.
Yeah.
The honey bun, which is sold by everybody who makes a shelf-stable pastry, yep. They sold the rights to produce that to everybody. So,
everybody.
Gosh, we were making fun of it as being some generic brand. It turns out it's actually a real brand, and it's from here.
That's right. So, Swiss rolls.
Plenty of other reasons to make fun of them, but that's...
Little Debbie's Swiss rolls. So, we're going to do a side-by-side. Look at this. Now that you mention it, on the back of Mrs. Freshley's, what do they have prominently displayed right here? As they show the things they have. The honey bun. So the very first thing that we noticed when we tried the Mrs. Freshley's is there's no piece of cardboard. Now, Little Debbie, of course, has the cardboard. Mrs. Freshley's does not. You also notice the shape. Freshley's is way flatter, and Little Debbie is bigger.
Well, and you can see, even in the package, a big difference between the chocolatey coating.
Yeah.
What do they say? I don't want these. Don't give those to me. Oh my gosh. Those are just not right.
You don't
so give me one of those, and you do the taste test.
You don't want to partake with the Mrs. Freshley's again?
No.
How about some Monster?
You know what? The Mrs. Freshley's would take the Monster taste out of my mouth.
All right, so Mrs. Freshley's chocolate coated on the bottom. But you can see, similar shape. This one clearly has a lot more stuff.
So much better.
Oh, gosh.
So much better. Here, that's the Mrs. Freshley's.
Freshley's is, the cake is dry. It's got to be marshmallow. It's got to be marshmallow in there.
Well.
Yeah, not even. There's a true side-by-side.
It says cream filled.
So you can see the color. Ah, there we go. The color difference. Swiss cake is on the right of the screen. Freshley's is to the left. The cream is totally different. The cream in Freshley's is like marshmallow.
So, notice how cream is spelled?
Cream.
So this is, I'm sure, a Food and Drug Administration rule.
It doesn't even say it's got cream. Who the heck knows what we're eating over here? Definitely we're eating polysorbate 60.
I can taste it.
Soy lecithin.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Freshley's.
One of my favorite parts was this. Yeah, this is a step up.
Don't buy these. Do, however, buy the voodoo chips. Holy cow! When I walked into the shop, these have been sitting here. I meant to take them home. These are Zapp's Voodoo New Orleans kettle style. I walked into the shop. The bag was open. Oh, those. They smell so good. They are so good. I have been looking for these now at Food Lion. I looked at Walmart. I looked at the dollar store this morning. Unfortunately, Zapp's, I think they're only sold at the dollar store. I looked at Big Lots last night. I think they're only sold at the dollar store, Dollar Tree or Dollar General, where we got them before. I need to go get some more because those suckers are good.
So, just comparing these two, not that either of them sound all that delicious and healthy, But look at here. Look at the list in the Mrs. Freshley's. It's in a smaller font, and it's still almost twice the number of ingredients in here. And several of these, I am certain, are products of DuPont.
But they have a Facebook page.
Cellulose gum. Cellulose, kids, is paper.
They have a Facebook page, so it's legit.
Wow.
What did you think of the tobacco?
I thought it was all right.
It's not the stuff
it's not amphora.
To. That was okay.
It's not bad. I wasn't smoking it enough.
No.
I can tell you that. But it's okay. But again, not a replacement for amphora.
Yeah. Nonsense.
Would I smoke it again? Oh, sure.
We're not very discerning when it comes to that. There have only been, I think, 2 tobaccos, maybe 3.
On the scale from Mrs. Freshley's to Little Debbie, I would put this at about an Aldi brand generic snack cake.
How about on the scale from Little Debbie to Monster Energy drink? Is this closer to a Mrs. Freshley's on that scale?
This is closer to Mrs. Freshley's.
Yeah, it's okay. All right, mine's going nasty.
Yep, we're done.
Have a good Christmas tomorrow. We are going to be filming something.
Yeah.
So come back tomorrow.
And that'll be it.
Yeah. You won't hear from us for a while.
Probably not. Nah, we'll see you again next week.
Probably.
Thanks for watching. Make it a great week, and Merry Christmas.
Make sure to check out today's Tobacco Advent. Day 25 is the last one. We posted that as well as this. See ya.